Hi, everyone. Welcome to another Toeic lesson. I'm Tristan, and today we're going to look at two questions that most test takers, or many test takers, get wrong. And I'm going to show you how to get the answer with key tips, grammar, and vocabulary. So let's get started. Here is the first question. We can use grammar to help us get the answer. After, we can use context. Now, first, we will immediately eliminate D, accessing. Why? Well, we can see it says will not. You cannot have verb ing directly after will or will not. For example, it is incorrect to say she will joining us later because I cannot have will followed by verb ing. Or if I say, she won't eating with us tonight, so she will not. We cannot have will not plus verb ing. This is because will is a modal verb, and modal verbs are not followed by ing. So immediately eliminate D. Next, eliminate C. Accessible is an adjective. It means people can access it. An item is accessible to a person or group. So we see a situation, the employees can use the tools. So the tools are accessible to employees. Or students can use the resource center between 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. So the resource center is accessible to students. However, if you look at the TOEIC question and use accessible, it would mean the laboratory will not access students. If I say students will not be accessible to the laboratory, this is saying the laboratory will not access students. This is very strange because students access a laboratory. It is not a laboratory accesses students. So a better statement would be the laboratory will not be accessible to students, not students will not be accessible to the laboratory. That is strange. So remember, something like a laboratory tools is accessible to person or group. It is strange to have a person or group is accessible to something. So get rid of accessible. Now we have two beautiful letters, A and B. Well, always read the whole TOEIC statement. After the blank, it says to the laboratory. To is a big clue. So we should eliminate B, access. When you use the verb access, it is subject accesses object. An example, she accessed the file with a password, or I accessed the building with a key. There is no to. So if we chose B, we would just say students will not access the laboratory because that is verb access. However, the answer is A because when you use access as a noun, we have the form subject has access to object. An example, she accessed the building. She had access to the building. That's the noun form. Or she wanted to access the confidential information. She wanted to have access to the confidential information. So because of the two, we are going to pick A. So the whole idea, students will not have access to the laboratory until they have completed their safety training. Notice we have access to. Therefore, A. All right, let's look at 111. This question is similar to the one before. Read the whole sentence and notice the preposition to the company's fast-paced policy. That to will help us later. First, eliminate A, because after to, we will not use past tense. For example, I want to watched the movie. No, I can't say want to verb ed, or it is difficult to finish the project. No, I would just have finish. So if I said he was quick to use his dictionary, it's very strange and wrong because I have a past tense verb after to. Also, it doesn't make sense. Let's be honest. You could say he was quick to get used to or become used to, but it is not A. Next, eliminate reject. Reject needs a direct object. Subject rejects object. She rejected the offer. He rejected the conclusions. The company rejected my proposal. Not subject rejects to noun. He rejected to my conclusion? No. So, correct, the new employee was too quick to reject the company's fast paced culture. That would be fine without the to. But when I say the new employee was quick to reject to the company's fast paced culture, incorrect because I will not have to after reject. So now we are stuck with two heroic words, adapt and modify. Of course, only one will survive. We will eliminate the modify. Modify means alter or change. An example, I bought a car and changed the seat material and the tires. So I modified the car. I changed the car. Or the new app can modify your voice to make it lower, higher, or even clearer. The form is subject modifies object. Incorrect, I modified it to the car. Okay, so it's wrong to have subject modifies to object. So the answer is adapt. Adapt has two meanings. One meaning of adapt is the same as modify, it means to change. For example, maybe there's an older soccer player and he changed his style of play because he was getting older. So he adapted his style, he adapted his game. So that is just someone adapts object, that means change. Another example, the company adapted the new technology so it would work in their factory. So they changed it a little. But there is another way we use adapt, and this is a person or a group adapts to something. That means a person becomes more comfortable with it. They get used to it. An example, it took me a couple years to adapt to driving in a big city, but I'm comfortable with it. So maybe I changed my driving, so I adapted my driving style so I could adapt to driving in a big city, get used to it. Or when I first moved to Korea, I had difficulty with spicy food. It's too spicy. But over time, I changed my and I got used to spicy food. So I adapted to spicy food. And now I love it. So if we look at the Toeic question, the company's culture was fast paced, but I became comfortable with it quickly. I got used to it. So I was quick, or the new employee was quick to adapt to the company's fast paced culture, get used to it, become comfortable with it. So once again, the answer is C. All right, we looked at two tricky questions today. One of the big things we saw was when we add to at the end, it can give us a clue. So always look for prepositions after the blank. It can help you out. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share, and have a great day. Bye.